Hey guys, welcome back to Bearded Lumber. Matthew and I greatly appreciate you tuning in. Today's video is the beginning of a new era. You're going to see how we got our LT70 in here, things we had to move, things we had to rearrange to get it set up.
Well,
as always, what'd you say, Matthew?
I was like, we're going to get power run to it and everything.
Oh yeah, we got to get the power run. That was a job all on its own. But guys, as always, appreciate you watching. Hang on, we'll be right back. Actually come back this way. Well, let's just not look at it before we go too far here. While I'm standing here. Well, the table is cocked because of that leg. There we go.
I was looking at the whole mill.
Hey guys, welcome back. Good morning. I hope you enjoyed that. Matthew twisted it around, got it right in place. I know you're gonna leave some comments and tell me this is not the most ideal position. I thoroughly agree. But this is what we gotta do today. This is what we gotta do for the next 6 months. I wasn't gonna tell you my long-term goals till we got all of it up and going, but eventually we wanna have an extra space out here for the building, and this mill will be running long ways. It'll have a log deck in front of it. It'll have a power feed conveyor off the end of it, and we'll step up production big time then. But it come available, and we're thankful for that. So we got to put it in this position, and we're going to basically run it like we did with our 35, with the exception of where we was stacking 2 stacks over here, and I'd off bear that way on a finished board, and Matthew'd off bear that way on edge boards. Probably going to end up using the board return mainly for finished dimension. You know, when I take flitches off and I get it down to a nominal dimension and I'm just racking boards, they're probably going to go right out that door, and we'll stack them and make a bundle out of them. And that'd give Matthew a little more room over here, because normally we saw 3 dimensions, 4.5, 6.5, 8.5. And when I need inventory, I like to saw 10.5. So we're sawing 4 dimensions out of 1 log. So we can make it work. We're going to see a production increase, just not the maximum until a later date. So I'm happy with it. It actually spun around, rotated in here, fit very well. We were concerned that this door wouldn't close. Matthew will show you, it'll close now. That's no big deal for the sawmill, but in the wintertime, we like to go in there and have some heat on, warm up a little bit. So I'm grateful that it didn't stick through the door. On this end, show them what we had to do. You can go the other way. I get it. We pushed the mill a little bit closer to the wall than the other one was, but still left Matthew enough room and I that we can slip around the back corner of the mill without hitting anything.
You actually got about the same amount of room.
The biggest thing we were concerned about is right here. This post on this particular mill being in the way of the edger. Now the edger's going to have to move downhill a little bit, and we will accommodate that here shortly. Now this wire you see laying here, this is one of the things I told you we was going to talk about. Let me go up here. Let's start up here. Right here is your control panel for the onboard hydraulics. This is your switch. Right here's the termination of that cable. It goes into the chassis and goes right down the frame all the way to the other end. It comes out of the frame here, goes up the post, and we're going to take it all the way to the ceiling and run it across the building. And the whole reason we're doing that is it's not new construction, so we couldn't stub it up in the floor. And I didn't want a 480 volt cable or conduit laying on the floor from now on for us to trip over, sweep around, get aggravated. So we bought a little extra cord. We're gonna go up in the ceiling and tie it together, and no harm, no foul. We thought we was gonna put it on this cable, but it actually worked out better not to. It'll just be an independent circuit going straight back to the panel. Like I told you, we're gonna move this mill around eventually. We got enough extra cable so that when it gets repositioned, wherever this runs out, we can set a junction box and bring our main power right to it. Same thing with our overhead feed. Let's show that real quick back here. This is our, I'm gonna come to your side. Hey guys! This is our overhead feed. We got it put up yesterday. It's needs a little finishing, but and that's going to tie in. That's going to tie into the panel there, and then this end is going to tie into a junction box that is going to be mounted today. I got some real heavy duty zip ties to replace some light duty ones with, but that's the circuit. The electrician was here yesterday. Unfortunately, the electrical company sent the wrong breakers. So it's supposed to have them today. He started running conduit. Got enough done to where we can finish up our part. We got the wire up. We're gonna run this other wire that I just showed you over here. We're gonna put our legs on. I went to Lowe's last night. I needed these concrete bolts, and we've got an old Skill impact driver. I mean, old. That'll fit the new one. And it takes this kind of bits. And yes, I could get them, but I couldn't get them right that moment. So we did a thing. We bought a modern Bosch hammer drill. I was thinking that's the same. Yep, that same bit. Everything nowadays is a different bit, so you get caught. Sometimes your tools just get too old, but I bought that because it's got 7 legs. Matthew figured out it had 19 bolts. So we got to drill 19 3 to 4 inch, half inch deep holes to anchor it to the floor. I was going to do red heads, and I decided to do these because it's not holding an upload. It's only holding a shear load. The mill will always have download on it. This is mainly when we load logs that it don't move the mill. Because our 35 was a lot smaller, so we had room to move. This 70 is so much bigger, it needs to sit right where it's at and be parallel. Matthew got a laser out this morning, our Sigma laser. It actually worked good for that. Set it up, and we squared the mill up. We was off about 1 inch. Moved it over 1 inch, and it's perfectly parallel with the building. I'm happy with it. But like I say, these are not for a download. Do not use these for a post that's carrying some serious load, like a car lift post. These are just strictly for shear load. When Matthew loads a log and it wants to push, that's all that's for. And when we take them out, I can just put a little epoxy in the hole, and we don't have a red head sticking out of the floor that I got to saw off. So that's gonna do it for this little section. Gotta get our stuff together and get back to work. Hey guys, welcome back. Quick update. Matthew and I have been wanting to do a live stream. Had a few of you ask about it. We hadn't done it, been super busy, procrastinating. But come May the 17th, we're jumping on a podcast live stream with Two Brothers Outdoor, Davidson All Natural Gym, the Kilted Sawyer, as well as TC Sawmills. It'll be several boards, big group. We're going to do a couple hour roundtable, talk about sawmilling subjects in general, and we'll have a link on our YouTube channel by then, as well as you can go in through one of these others if you want to. But we'd love for you to join us. Be a time to interact. You can ask some questions of Matthew and I, as well as the other sawyers, and we'd love to see you there. So talk to you soon. Okay. Now these are, they need to be tight, but you overdug them, they'll break. They're your shear load. There you go. You can get a little more when you get them all snugged up. That's what I was concerned about. If you don't have an access hole. There you go. Put that metal plate on. That's holding the weight.
Yeah, it's not the bolts.
That one should be pretty easy. You're gonna need a wrench for it.
Yep. And that should be one of the narrower legs.
Yep. Now this thing comes with 2 styles of leg. Actually 3. You got this one is a heavy one. This is a little lighter weight one. And it has one that's particular for the front, and we'll show you why when we get up there. Okay, on this front leg, it replaces the tongue. And on this machine, you got this traveling cable here. And that is basically for the high-line computer cable. It stretches back and forth. So they made provisions to re-bolt it here. So we're going to unbolt it, take the tongue off. Because we have to, we got to put this leg on. So Matthew's got our sockets together here.
Here's that big socket out.
Okay, set it down.
Put it right back over here where it was at.
Okay, we got all the legs mounted now. The rear wasn't too much of an issue. The front, we had to take the tractor and elevate it, get them all on, and then the one we was using to hold it, we had to raise the tractor up, take it off, get it on. The only unforeseen thing is I marked our square with that leg that's off, and it has a different footprint than the leg that's on. So Matthew's setting the laser back up. We're going to verify square to the building and go from there. Got it set.
Not quite.
You might need to move, Matthew, that way. If you're hitting me, not here. Okay, you're hitting right here now.
Okay. There you go.
I can't see where.
Should be right in line with the edge of that small
There it
box.
is, right there. Just hair over 12 3/4. Oh yeah, we gotta come this way. The 12 3/4, Matthew. This is what we're using. See, we're 14 5/8 here. And off the same spot in the frame, we're 12 3/4. So front of the mill's gotta come towards us about 2 inches. Okay guys, we got it positioned where we're happy with it. It's about 1/4 inch off end to end as far as being straight, and that's perfectly acceptable. We had to do a little adjustment here. This table was turned sideways for whatever reason. Loosened it up, got it squared up with the mill so that we put our outfeed table on. It's running parallel, so I'm happy with that. We can go ahead and bolt it down, but like I say, we're gonna go ahead and get that wire run across the ceiling over here, so when the electrician shows up, he's ready to do his part. He's not waiting on us. And we'll come back and take a new hammer drill 19 holes in the floor and bolt it down. So we're happy. I'm overjoyed getting to the point of getting ready to fire it up and use it. So whew, I'll take you up on the platform with me, and we'll go, like I say, string that wire up there. So give me a minute, we'll be back. There we go. Get my ultimate zip ties here opened up. I do have one complaint. You guys out there making zip ties, Just cause I need them wider does not mean I need them a mile long. I went to Lowe's last night, and the wider you try to get a zip tie, the longer the stinking thing gets. I just needed a wide one for strength. I'd like to have one 1/2 inch wide, but about 6-8 inches long. But for that big cable over there, I had to get 24-inch long wire ties just to get them 60 centimeters wide. Whatever. Just a complaint. We all have them. Trying not to interfere with this light in case we ever need to work on it. It wouldn't have a zip tie on it. Happy with that? How many of these did I get? 15? Oh, come on.
While you're there, do you want me to pull you forward a little bit so we can go ahead and redo where the vacuum line comes out?
Yeah, let me get done with all this, all the way across this joint, and then, yeah, might as well while we're here. Go ahead and be done. Grab my foot. There we go.
What all do you need?
Whatever. They're gonna be so sticky close back here.
Oh no, you're gonna have extra.
Well, what we basically need to take everything off here and move it to right here, so it hang down right there. So,
can you get the hose off of the blower? Because I think it's just screwed in from the top.
up here, it's just taped in.
Well, no, I'm talking about the block itself. It's just screwed into the 6.
Looks like there's 2 screws here and probably 2 on top.
Think you could do it without having to take any of the other stuff off?
Close, we'll try.
That'd save a lot of time.
Yeah.
Let me find that long extension again. Okay.
What we're talking about is, since the mill is setting that way a little bit further, we need our exhaust system to move over so that it's not interfering with our cable system. So we'll go.
Bring you forward some.
Not right this second, but give me a minute. We're gonna move it from here to out here, and that way they can run parallel and not interfere with one another. Let me get this wire taped up, zip tied up here where we want it, and then we'll work on that. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone while we're up here. Okay. Zip ties got some hook to them. They ought to. I guess they're about 75, 80 cents a piece. They ought to be pretty good. Okay, that's good enough on that till we get over in that corner. And that's you. Come forward a foot or 2 if you can.
I just have to put a short fuse on it.
You just hold the weight of that.
Yeah.
Let me get this started here. I got something to hold it with.
I'll leave you up here with that.
You walked into that one. Sorry. Okay.
Put too much on at one time.
All right. I was allowing too much overlap. Okay. Pretty good right there. You guys want some good tape? I highly recommend this zip tape. That stuff is amazing.
It's just not cheap.
It's not cheap, but cheap don't matter when you want something to work. The only downside to this stuff, it's not rated for outdoors. It don't have good UV protection, but we're not outdoors, so I can do it from here if that don't introduce too much of a twist to it.
It should be all right.
Okay, I'll put a screw to that. I'm just gonna put them on top this time. Can't use that one. I'll use this one. Broke it. That's that. Get all my ducks in a row here and see if I can get this back together. There we go.
Yeah, those don't have to be super tight.
No, just hold it there to keep it from wiggling. Okay. We got enough. I wouldn't say we got plenty. Whew. Thank you, Lord. It made it. That's what we was worried about, having enough of this cable to get all the way over. The last thing you're gonna do is have to cut and splice this stuff. It's quite expensive. Okay, guys, that went incredibly well. I got no complaints about that. That was pretty easy. Hard to beat a new hammer drill and a new bit. So you can see how quick they go. I like this one. It's got just a real simple depth gauge on it, so you don't inadvertently drill a whole lot more than you need. Okay guys, back. GoPro died, didn't know it. You can see we got them bolted to the floor now. Got these in, that one, these three. It shouldn't move. There's like 19 of them. These two I'm gonna leave out till we can get the mill out of the way, then I'll come back and drill those. These are in. It's well anchored to the floor. It shouldn't have any move. Chris is in here running conduit. Now we've got this junction box we got to get mounted up in the ceiling, and that's what we're going to work on currently. So Matthew's going to put us back up there and we'll get to work. There's what we're looking at, Matthew. I'd rather be up where I can get a good screw in it right there.
So just go ahead and take a drill and put it in the hole.
Well, it's different size. That's a hole for this. Crap.
Alright. What you drop for it?
It's a plastic ring. That's a wire protector once you get that LB bushing in there.
Even with that type of box, it's not like that. Closer, you can put it on that support you got your arm on.
What?
You want it closer, you can put it on that support you got your arm on.
Oh, come on. What in the world? Pretty tough for life, right in the eyeball. Whew. Like having it well lit, but dead burn right in your face. There it is. There's our junction.
If you need farther,
Okay.
have to come around the other side.
Okay guys, I don't know if you can see that. We got our junction box mounted. And while I'm up here, we've got this old drop for our vacuum system. We don't use it, it's redundant, so we're gonna replace the T with the elbow and just make it all go away. These next size up.
Instead of an elbow, if you want to.
What do I need a union for?
And it's all flexos.
Oh,
Instead of putting a hard 90 in it.
I'll have to get it off. We'll look at it. How about that? That's all there.
Yeah, I made it all the way down.
Or this good zip tape doing its job.
That particular pipe doesn't get abused like the other ones do.
No, it don't move. It just sits here. There we go. You know what? Still hadn't released any. Still nice and tight. Okay. Release that. Oh, come on. There we go. the way it's designed, Matthew, you're probably better off with an elbow. Let's go back with a 90.
Yeah.
I don't know, let me try your union. I ain't against trying it. One less hard bend. Yeah, I can screw the 90 to the wall there. I have the zip tape here.
Got all tape and everything up there that you need. That's not good.
Get the tape back. There we go. Okay. Now put some wall clamps back on it. Should be done with it. Looks a lot better back here.
Oh, yeah.
What are you gonna read?
280 probably.
285.
Yeah.
284.
I gotta switch it on. Y'all been wanting to know where the 70's at. Here it is. It's in. Our electrician Wayne, his son Chris just left. Everything functions. It travels, goes up and down. Everything moves in and out like it's supposed to. The only issue is the operator. So I'm gonna sit here for a few hours with the manual and get a whole lot more familiarized before I even try to talk to you about all the stuff this thing will do. It's amazing. WoodMizer done an awesome job, but there's a lot to unpack here, guys, and I'm not even qualified to talk to you about it until I learn more. But it's in. I can run it in manual mode, and I can saw log. But I'm not going to, because I don't want to run it in manual mode. I want to run it in automatic mode, and I'm going to make myself learn how to do all this. It's all muscle memory, so it just takes time. So I'm overjoyed. Matthew's tickled to death. We had just a little excitement when we first got it spun up. The hydraulics wouldn't work and the blade was spinning backwards. If you know anything about three-phase, it means it had a leg out of phase. So we electrician switched 2 wires on the pump circuit, 2 wires on the head circuit. Everything spins the way it's supposed to. Works great. Guys, we appreciate you watching. It's amazing the number of people around the world that want to watch Matthew and I work every day, and we don't take it for granted. We're thoroughly pleased, proud, tickled to death that you guys will come see what we do. This is one of our long-term goals that we've been trying to reach towards. It's here, it's in place. Now we got to learn how to use it, and we're going to take you along for the journey, and we appreciate you coming. Big shout out to Matthew and Solomon doing the video editing. Guys, that takes a load off of me to where I can focus on doing business. Don't forget to check out Solomon's channel, Third Beard Fishing. We got a website up. I call it a website because it's beardedlumbernc.com. But only thing on there is our Shopify account for the hats. There'll be more eventually when we got time and energy to do it. But for right now, if you want to buy a hat, they're available, and we'd greatly appreciate it. Shout out to WoodMizer, especially Joe Maine, Stacy Thompson for making this come together. We appreciate it, guys. If you need anything from WoodMizer, give them a call. They'll be more than happy to help you out. That's going to do it for today, guys. I promise we'll have tons and tons of videos for years to come running this machine once we get more confident and adapt to it, because we got a mountain of wood to saw, and I've got to get to it. So that's going to do it. We'll see you back at the mill.
Thank you for watching. Here's a video selection and a playlist suggestion. Click here to subscribe for more great content. We'll see you at the mill.